Okay, I guess I'm audible. So we will start with prime factors today. Okay, so we will be talking about prime. So in previous lecture, we talked about how to find factors of a number, how to find prime factors, right? So today we will be learning about an algorithm called as sieve algorithm. So what we will do is, for sieve in sieve algorithm, we will create an array. We will create an array and we will store all the numbers. So basically the problem statement states that you need to print all the prime factors till 10 raised to power 18. Okay, you need to print from 1 to 10 raised to power 18. You need to print all the prime numbers. So let's create an array. Let's say 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. The sieve algorithm is very easy. It says start from 2 and mark all the multiples of 2 as 0. Keep 2 but multiples of 2 as 0. So 6, 0, 8, 0, 10, 0, 12, 0, 14, 0, 16, 0, 18, 0, 20, 0, 22, 0, 24, 0, 26, 0. Similarly, then come to 3, right? So now mark all the multiples of 3, 9, 0, 15, 0, 18, 0. 18 is already marked as 0, 21, 0, right? 27, 0. Then we have 5, then mark all the multiples of 5, 0. So this 25 will become 0. Then for 7, we don't have multiple of 7 here, then 11. So you will see in the end of the day, we are left with only the prime numbers, like there is 3, 7, 11, 13, 17, right? So we are left with only prime numbers, right? So what's the intuition behind this thing is, and one more thing to notice here is, what are the multiples of 2? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Multiples of 3 are 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30. 4 multiples of 4 are 8, 16, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32. Multiples of 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. So you will see. So when you start marking with 2, you mark it as usual. But in case of 3, you will notice that 6 is already marked by 2. Similarly, in case of 4, 8, 12 are already marked by 2 and 3, right? Then for 5, 10, 15, and 20 are already marked. We need to start from 25. And if we take 6, for 6 it will be 12, 18, 24, then we have 30, 36, right? You will see 12, 18, 24, 30 are already marked. We need to start from 36. So what is the pattern here? What is the pattern here? So and in even in 2 as well, we need to start marking from 4, right? Because we need not to mark 2. So you can notice here, we need to start marking from 2 into 2 in case of 4, 3 into 3 in case of 3, 4 into 4 in case of 4, because 12 and 8 are already marked. 5 into 5, we need to start from 5 into 5 in case of 5. These 3 are already marked. 6 into 6 in case of 6, because these 4 are already marked, right? So we will notice that if we start from I cross at I, so before I cross I, all the prime numbers are already marked, right? All the factors are already marked. Okay, before I cross I, all the factors are already marked. So we need to start from I cross I only, right? So if I write now the pseudo code, so what will be the pseudo code? First of all, I will run a for loop from I equal to 1 to, let's say, n, and I'll mark air of I equal to I, right? I will prepare this array, the array we need. Then what I'll do is I'll run a for loop from, let's say, I equal to 1 to square root of n, right? Then inside this, what I'll check is, so name this array as sieve. Okay, so first of all, we will declare an array sieve of some certain size, right? and then we will mark the countings. And there is background noise in street, just wait a second. Okay, good to go. So what I'll check is if sieve of I is still equal to I, then what I need to do, is I will run a for loop. In this for loop, let's say int j equal to, this for loop will start from I cross it I, because for 2 we need to start from 2 cross 2, for 3 I need to start from 3 cross 3. So I will start from I cross I, and I need to go till n, right? I need to go till n, and the update statement will be j plus equal to I, right? Because if I want the multiples of 3, then what I'll do is I will keep adding 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3, right? And what I'll do is in sieve of j, I'll mark it as 0. In the sieve of j, I'll mark it as 0. And then in the end, what I can do is I'll simply print sieve array, right? I'll run a for loop and print my sieve array, right? So as simple as that. So let's try writing the code for the same, right? So let's just simply write here. So let's say int sieve, right? So for now, let's take the size of let's say 5, right? 10 raised to power 5. Let's create a function compute sieve, and inside this function what I'll do is, first of all, int I equal to 0, I less than, let's say, yeah, 5, and then I plus plus, I'll do sieve I equal to a, right? So I'll prepare my array. After preparing my array, I'll run another for loop. Let's say int I equal to 0, I equal to 0, I multiplied by I less than this thing. And then why I'm writing here I multiply by I, because this is faster, right? Instead of finding the square root every time, so here if you write the condition I less than sqrt of n, so this square root operation is much slower than this I cross I less than this thing, right? So this thing will be much faster than the sqrtn, and obviously we are fighting for the time and memory, so we will be using these things to save our time. So what I'll do is, also here I need to add a if condition as well. No, okay, yeah, good. And then I plus plus, what I'll do is I'll add a if condition here. If c of I is equal to I, in that case I'll run another for loop. Let's say int j equal to I cross I. I'll start this from I cross I. It will go till, again, it will go till n. Now this time I less than this thing, it will go till n, and then j plus equal to, sorry, it should be j plus equal to I, j plus equal to I. Now I'll mark sieve of I equal to 0. I will mark sieve of I equal to 0. So my sieve array will be prepared, right? Now, if you remember in our question, the constraint was we need to print all the arrays from 2 to 10 raised to power 18, right? So, but, the maximum size allowed, I guess I already told you, is what is the maximum size allowed for an array. So, anything you can think of how we can resolve this? Just give it a pause for 1 minute and think with the same sieve logic how we can do this up to 10 raised to power 18. Okay, so it was not 10 raised to power 18, it was still 10 raised to power 8. Okay, so we need to print all the arrays till 10 raised to power 8, and that's easy. That's easy because if you remember, like outside int main function, the maximum array size for like int float double char, the maximum array size is 10 raised to power 7, and for an boolean value the maximum size allowed is 10 raised to power 8. So instead of doing everything in int, we will be doing this thing in boolean. So we can convert this simple sieve into the boolean sieve. So it will work for 10 raised to power 8 as well. What will happen is it will be a bull. It will be a bull sieve. The size will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And here as well, it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again here as well 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The size will be this. Instead of setting it to I, we will set it to true, because by default outside int main, if you declare a boolean array, it will be set to false everywhere. Then what I need to check is here, if the sieve is true, then I'll run this inner for loop and I'll set it to false. Then after this, if you want to print the sieve, wherever the sieve value is true, those are your prime numbers. Okay, those index values are your prime number wherever the sieve value is true. So that is all about the sieve algorithms. So we will be learning about more algorithms related to finding primes, let's say, and we will be solving problems. Okay, so we'll see you in the next lecture.